What's up, guys? It's Super Comic Guru 9000. I'm Cory, and I'm really excited to be here. You know why? Because we're going to talk about the brand new One Piece time skip that's about to happen in the anime series. Now, it's no joke that, honestly, we here at Super Comic Guru 9000 love our shonen series. We love Naruto and we love Bleach. But, you know, we rarely talk about One Piece. But the fact of the matter is, both Christian and I are really big One Piece fans. I'm actually kind of a new fan in a way, though. I've actually only been watching it now for about 2 years. But I'm an avid collector of the anime series. Funimation's box sets are fantastic. If you haven't watched them, check them out. And I currently have been watching some streams of all the new episodes that have been appearing, so I am currently up to date. And I have been reading the manga as well. And about a year ago, the time skip in One Piece happened, which was a huge event when 2 years have actually passed since the events of the Whitebeard War, and we got to see that all of the Straw Hat Pirates have gone through their different training. And then we got to see the fruits of their training, and we got to see what they look like when all this is done. And time skips have happened in other series all the time. You've seen it in big staples like Dragon Ball, Naruto has done one, and even to a lesser extent, I guess you could say Bleach has gone through a minor time skip as well. But One Piece is a really huge series in Japan and in America, particularly Japan. It's basically the second coming of Dragon Ball. And this October 2nd to be exact, is when they're going to finally transition into the time skip episodes. And before we get there, I just wanted to, talk about some of the changes that have happened in the time skip, in particular the looks of the characters and how it might affect the new series. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into all of the Straw Hats, and let's just cover the captain first, Luffy. Now, if you don't know, Luffy is the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, and for right reason. He's basically your typical shonen hero, but he's also got some pretty interesting characterizations, and it's great to see him interact with his fellow Nakama. But in this series, honestly, of all of the characters, he doesn't necessarily change that much. If you look at him aesthetically, he's not that different, aside from the fact that he's now wearing a red vest with long sleeves. He's pretty much wearing the same exact pants, but the most notable thing about him is he's got a big X scar on his chest, which I'm assuming came from his training. But it's really his abilities that make him different this time. This is when you're going to get to see Luffy be able to activate his Gear Second within literally a split second, and not only that, but his ability to use Haki is now on a level that is just unprecedented. Truly, the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates is a force to be reckoned with. This next brings us to Roronoa Zoro, otherwise known as the badass of the group. You know, the guy who uses 3 swords. Again, like Luffy, he hasn't changed that much aesthetically. The biggest thing you'll probably notice, however, is that he does have a very large scar across his eye now, and it's implied that he's actually blind in that eye. You can almost compare him to Guts from Berserk at this point. But really, Zoro is just a badass. He just continuously gets stronger, and the fact that he's only using swords is still a testament to how strong he really is. When compared to some of the other members of the Straw Hat crew, he's relatively normal in his characterization, but at the same time, you just can't wait to see what's going to happen with this guy next. He's that badass. Next we have Nami, the navigator and chart mapper for the crew, and honestly, she hasn't changed that much either. But obviously the biggest thing here is her hair has grown to a much longer length. She now wears a bikini top, which looks very fine, and that's pretty much it. Her abilities have definitely climbed a lot, especially with her ability to use her climb attack. She's now a much more formidable fighter and is able to watch herself a little bit more and not have to be rescued by other people. Nami truly is the beauty of the sea. Oh yeah, next up is my man Usopp, the sniper of the Straw Hat crew. Now, Usopp definitely went through a big change when you consider what he looked like last time. The biggest thing you'll notice is that he's no longer incredibly overweight. In fact, he's actually pretty tall and pretty lean. He's actually kind of muscular as well, which has led to the One Piece community affectionately referring to him as Mansop. Another big difference is that he is wearing a brand new hat, has much longer hair, now has a goatee, a brand new pair of goggles, and even a brand new pair of yellow overall suspenders. Also, the biggest change you can see in his personality is that he seems a little bit more sure of himself, and this is definitely great for Usopp, because he's actually a force to be reckoned with at this point, as he is now an incredible marksman. Still searching endlessly for the All Blue and for Nami's heart is the cook of the Straw Hat Pirates, Sanji. And like a lot of the other characters, he has very minor changes, but there is one important one to note. In the original series, you could see that it was his left eye that was covered by a tuft of hair, whereas in the new series, it is his right eye that is now covered by a tuft of hair and you can't see the other one. He also now has a goatee and a small amount of stubble, and he is wearing a slightly different suit, but at the end of the day, it's the same old Sanji. Next up is the mascot of the Straw Hat Crew, Tony Chopper, or as we like to call him, just Chopper. Now, again, he's a type of character who really can't change that much, and there are some minor differences. In his standard form, and the one we see him in typically, does have some new wardrobe. He has a brand new hat, which is pretty goofy looking, and a brand new shirt and pants. So that's pretty much that. But when he goes through his transformations, there are some other noticeable things to see. When he actually goes into his walking point, he looks more like a grown-up deer, seeing as how he's actually grown up a little bit more. But he also has a few more tricks up his little furry sleeve, including a few new transformations and mastery over his old transformations altogether. Nico Robin, the surrogate mother of the Straw Hat Crew, is here, and she has truly evolved into a beautiful young woman. One of the biggest things here is really just her hairstyle, which has now been sort of put back and you can now see her forehead. But otherwise, she's grown a little bit taller and she has a different wardrobe. The biggest change you'll see is in her abilities, which have really evolved and changed, and I cannot wait to see how they're going to portray those in the anime series. The soda-chugging cyborg is back. Frankie is here, and arguably out of all the Straw Hat Crew members, he has the most drastic design change of all. But at the same time, it is freaking awesome. Just take a look at him first and foremost. He's literally about 3 times his original size, and now features gigantic robot arms. These literally look like something out of like a mecha series, and you can tell that the author really wants to do a robot series considering how much he loves to draw them. He just looks great. His hairstyle has also changed a little bit. You'll notice that he has a buzz cut, but for fans of the old hairstyle, worry not, because he actually has the ability to press his nose, and when he does that, his old hairstyle will pop right back up. Seeing as how these are pretty big upgrades to his arms, he also has a few other abilities that are just as crazy, that not only benefit him, but the Straw Hat Crew as well. And last but not least is the wonderful musician of the Straw Hat Crew, Brook. The Screaming Skeleton is back, and this time he's ready to rock. He definitely is decked out this time. The most obvious thing about him is his complete wardrobe change. He went from being a rather formal looking character into this caricature of almost 70s rockers with a huge feather boa around. He also can use these rock guitars now, which look really awesome. Honestly, I think this suits Brook perfectly. I mean, he is a musician. He can't be relegated to simply playing the violin. But him and Frankie probably have the biggest wardrobe changes. But they're also some of the more ridiculous members of the Straw Hat Crew. Overall, though, I really like Brook's new look, even more so than his original one. I can't wait to see this guy rock out in the anime series. Now that we've gone through the changes of some of the Straw Hat Crew, I just want to send a little bit of information your guys' way about this brand new series that's beginning. Again, to reiterate, the brand new One Piece time skip is going to begin on October 2nd, 2011 this year. I am incredibly excited for it. And a lot of things that people are asking is this going to be a brand new series altogether? Is it going to have maybe a subtitled, title under it? And this makes sense because a lot of other anime series that have these drastic time skip changes tend to put a subtitle to try to differentiate it from the other series and to let you know that things are changing and things are evolving. Take a look at Dragon Ball. Its sequel series was called Dragon Ball Z, or even Naruto. Its sequel series was called Naruto Shippuden. From what I've gathered and the information that I've found, this series is just going to continue to be called One Piece and will not have any sort of new subtitle. If it were to have one, obviously I think a catchy one would be One Piece New World, as it has to deal with them entering the new world in this series. So far they've been pretty hush-hush about this brand new series and about when it's going to happen, and so far only one promotional image for the brand new series has been shown so far, and that's this poster right here. And in it you can definitely see that it's anime styled as opposed to the manga, but you can see that everybody's in their time skip, and this is really the only thing we have to indicate of what it's going to be like so far. But a lot of things can change in this series, seeing as how it's a brand new time skip series. I'm really interested to see if they're going to actually change up some of the music that was in the original series, or maybe if they're going to, bring in some brand new eye catches with some brand new music for the characters as well. Sort of as a way of indicating that all of these characters have grown in a certain way. It's really, really interesting to see. I mean, I just can't wait to see this series. This is a huge deal. This is the time skip of One Piece. This is a shonen series that's been going on for well over 12 years and will probably go on for even possibly another 12. It's a huge epic adventure, and it's all about the quest in this one. I cannot wait to see how the Straw Hat Pirates are going to evolve. And you know what? I want to know what you guys think too. Let me know what you guys think of the brand new time skip One Piece characters. And let me know how you're anticipating the brand new One Piece anime series, because I know I am. So remember, that's October 2nd, 2011 is when the One Piece time skip begins. Our favorite Straw Hat crew is about to go through a big change.